let's put this together. Guessing it should be fairly easy, but if not, you'll have this tutorial to help you put it together. Product is TC6. We've got style B. I can tell because of the little cutout that's there. Take the cart, place it upside down, put the little base, the little square bit goes on the back. We put the 4 screws in, then we turn it back around again. The top cart on, and there's 2 screws in the back, and we've got our cart. Now the first thing it says is to get this guy, turn him upside down. So let's turn him upside down. It's a bit heavy. So I've got basically the long bit at the front and the short bit at the back, just like on the instructions. And then it says to take the wheels, and you want, see this square here, like there? You want that to be towards the back. So there's a little cutout for it to slide directly and like position itself into that area. Now there is a screwdriver that comes in this bag. It'd be nice for 2 people, but I think you do it once. So there's a little screwdriver that's there. And let's pour this out, and we'll see what kind of screws come with it. Good news is, I think they're all the same. So it doesn't matter which ones you use. So I'm just gonna use my thumb. You can see there's 4 little screw holes here. We're just gonna tighten them with my fingers first. So once you've got the first 2 screws in, the other ones are pretty easy. Again, I'm just gonna use my fingers to get them in to begin with. Make sure I'm not cross-threading them. Cross-threading them means that the grooves of the screws don't match up with the grooves of the metal. So you actually like strip the metal as you're tightening it. So once that's in, I'm gonna just tighten this up. When you're doing any kind of tightening, whether it's all on X's or these carts, it's better to do the ones that are opposite to each other, so you don't get forces on one side tipping everything over. So I'm going to do the opposite side, tighten that up. So I did that one, now I'm doing this one. I'm not tightening it all the way either. Like, it's not super hard tight. I'm just kind of getting it tight enough that it's, you know, a bit more than what I think would be like applying pressure. So doing that first, and then I'm going to come and start tightening these ones up. And then the opposite one is this one here. The wheels do get in the way, so you can probably go the top side first while you're getting the initial tightness in. So until I can't do that. And then what I do after that is I just go in, just do one extra dip, dip. And yes, making the noises definitely helps. Without the noises, I don't know if I'm doing it right. Like, it's just the way it works. So that bit's done. That was very easy. I'm going to turn it upside down. Lift properly with your knees. And now we're going to put this guy in. So this top guy, see these 2 screws? That's going to go in there and lock it in place. So there's a little notch there and there. So it goes forward and then it slides back. Slides back, and then this is going to hold it in its place. Got to line that up. You know what? This is so easy. Even a dentist can do it. Tighten. It's already got the washers on there, which makes it super simple. And go beep, beep, just like that. And now we have a cart and 4 extra screws. I'm knowing we're going to need one of them, and I think we might need the other 2 to secure something onto that as well. So let's see what the rest of them are for. But the cart is good to go. It's got some brakes on the back if you need to lock it in place, which is great. Look at that. Whee! The great news with this kit is it looks like they've thought of everything. They've got all the bits you need to splice any current airline in your chair, and add an extension so you can plug it into the PTB machine. So that's really cool. So let's come and have a look at this, and I'll show you what's going on. So this is the couplings that fit together. This is going to be in the chair. That's going to be the airline coming out of the chair. And this bit is the bit that's going to go into the hose. And in between that, you're going to have this cord. So the cord's going to connect to this. And this is going to connect into your PTB machine. So what is this other guy for? Well, you're already going to have like an air line coming in from the compressor to your chair. So imagine it's a straight line there. You'd be like, how do I get that out? Well, what you're going to do is once the chair's off, you're going to cut that off and you're going to join the two air lines together so the air can still go there, but you've got a T intersection. And this T intersection is going to come out of that and connect to this little guy here. And you're going to screw this into your chair or wherever you want to screw that into. And they've even provided the cable for that as well. So that's going to go from there to there, where you splice it to your current airline, and then you're going to connect these two together, and you're going to have the bit that you can plug into the PTB machine. And this is going to be your quick connect, it's called, because you can quickly connect and disconnect the air. And make sure it's air. If you put it in water, it's a bad thing. So let's quickly put this together. You've got a long hose. You could probably cut this down if you needed to, but we're not going to cut it down yet because we don't know how long we're going to need it. So I'm going to try and keep it long until we've tried it out for a while. Once we've tried it out for a while, we can always put it, make it shorter if we need to. So you might have noticed I did that really quickly, but there's a little screw on the end. We're going to take that screw off, and good practice to thread that through first, because that's going to hold everything in. So I'm just going to squeeze that. Notice just the plastic comes out. I'm going to push that in until it's all the way down. I'm going to take that back and I'm going to screw that back in there again. How cool is that? So that's finger tight. I'll probably get some pliers and just give it like deet again, just so we can make sure that it's pretty tight in that area. On the other side, we're going to put the side that's going to fit into the PTB machine. So exactly the same sort of thing here. You've got this guy here. He's got the big hole that you can push this thing in and out of. Again, you take the back screw cover off. You pop this guy in there. I'm going to push him enough so I can see that I've made it all the way in. So if you have a look, pushing it all the way in until it's seated completely. And then I'm going to tighten that up, and that's going to put some pressure on that pipe or the tube to hold in place. So then you're done. So now this bit connects into your chair. Now we don't need to splice, we've already done it. So this will plug into the chair and this will plug into the end of the PTB machine. Let's even give that a go. All right, now we're going to put the PTB machine onto the cart. Now, if you have a look at the cart, it's actually made in the same shape. There was this little screw hole, and I thought maybe that's to secure this in, but it doesn't need to, because when I put it on, it's got these indentations, and it slides in and fits in place and pops in place, and it's super secure. So I could use that to move it around. Now, I wouldn't, but you could. Now, on the back here, remember how we made these cables? This is going to plug into your chair. This one's going to plug into the back of this. So this is where the air goes. You can see it says air there, little dial. H2O is water, so you don't want to plug it in there. So we're going to use the bottle, but I guess you could plumb this in if you wanted to. And this just pushes in all the way, just like that. And it's in place. And look, come closer, come closer, come closer. We're going to unpeel it. Don't you love that? I used to be someone that never used to peel the plastic off my stuff. And then as I got older, I'm like, nah, I want it to be pristine. I want it to look the best it can be. And if it gets damaged, it gets damaged. So there you go, we set it up. Now, last few things is the bottle. I think we need to turn it on to put this in properly, but that sits in there. And you take this plug out, and the water bottle fits in there. Look, I've got to say the factor of how difficult it is very low. It took me probably 20 minutes to put this together, but I was also filming, so that always takes me a bit longer. The second one's probably going to take me even less time. So I got rid of the plastic. There's two containers in here. But basically, they fit right in there. That's the lid for that container. And for this little guy, now they're packaged really nicely to make sure they get to you really well. But this little guy is also another water container. But I guess if you don't need as much water, you can use that, and maybe it's not going to get in the way of your hand pieces. One is a 600 ml container, one is a 1.4 litre container. So I was wondering what this guy was, and what he is actually the little holder so you can use your foot on the foot pedal to lift and move the foot pedal around without having to actually pick it up with your hands. So we're going to put him together. It's going to be pretty simple. We're going to take off these screws. Now there's a washer in there. Make sure you don't lose that washer, so it's going to help hold it in tight. I'm going to take both of them off. So that's one side there and the other side there. Now I don't know much about washers, but I've got instructions the washers need to go on the outside. So we're gonna put that together and see the washers on the outside. We're gonna screw, see that, the washers on the outside? We're gonna screw that together. And then I'm gonna use my power drill. Now, most guys have big power drills because they're compensating. I obviously don't need to compensate. so I just need a little Ozzito here. And we power drill that in there. Again, just like with implants, we don't want to go in all the way first. And then when I get to the end, I'm just going to go in and go deet, deet, and we're done. So now I can use my foot, well it's my hand, but I could use my foot to move that around as I need to, because it's a wireless pedal, there's no cables attached to it. Ta-da! So yeah, it didn't take me very long at all. It was easy to set up, a few screws. They provide everything. You might need one screwdriver for the foot pedal handle, but apart from that, it comes with everything you need to get yourself up and started. Plus, I could see there's O-rings as well, so there's maintenance kits. I could see you could take the handpiece apart, and so yeah. It's a really nice setup. So next time we have a video, it'll be probably Dorina showing you how this works and how to pair up the foot pedal and all those things. I'm not an expert in the actual air polishing yet, but hopefully I will be. But Dorina, she's been doing it for so long that she is a gun at it. And, you know, having done a PhD as well, she's literally the expert. All right, this is Dr. Tiv, over and out.